All right, so this is me starting something new, left hand drawing. I got this idea from, or I guess the idea was kind of stemmed from the Creative Act, a way of being, which is a book by Rick Rubin, which I talked about. I talked about that book briefly in my last video, and he was just saying like talking about like switching things up, depending on whatever your medium is, right? Maybe if you make digital stuff, maybe you can make something physical. Maybe if you're a painter or something like that, you can paint with your non-dominant hand. And so I was like, you know what? Okay, let me start this. Let me just do a page of my left hand drawings and see how it works, right? Now, I'm not a lefty, of course. I am right handed and I draw predominantly with my right hand. I write with my right hand. The only thing I can do with my left hand uh, is, I don't know, my help assist my right hand. But yeah, my left hand, I don't really do anything with it. And I'm not ambidextrous at all or anything like that. But I decided to just try this out and just like, I guess, experiment, right? And there's this book I've been reading, or I've kind of like gotten into reading, called The Brain of Eden. And they talk about how when it comes to kind of like our left hemisphere and our right hemisphere of the brain, how I believe it's like the right hemisphere that's like more in tune with like creative thinking and just more like, I guess, free thought, right? And whilst the left side is more logical and stuff like that. And if I'm not mistaken, I think it was kind of like correlating things between people who are like left-handed or right-handed, and then people who are ambidextrous, and how they have different modes of thinking and whatnot. So I'm just kind of like, what if I kind of like force the development, or maybe not force, but like, start the development of having, I guess, better handedness in my left hand when it comes to my art, right? And I've been drawing for years and years, right? Probably like thousands and thousands of drawings over the course of me, from 12 years old to 20, or 11 years old to 20. And so already I have the skill of drawing and knowing how to like draw from reference and whatnot. But now it's just kind of like fine tuning it, and then almost getting back into it, kind of taking baby steps. Now, the drawings, besides that first one, the first drawing and the second one, those were kind of uh, garbage looking. But for all the other drawings, they turned out relatively well. They turned out a lot better than I thought they would. At first, I was drawing with the charcoal block, and that kind of made it hard to kind of like put in like finer lines and whatnot. But then I switched to the charcoal pencil, which made it a lot easier, and I didn't have to worry too much about trying to, I guess, use like the I don't I like the charcoal block for bigger images, right? But I should probably go back to using the charcoal block just so things can be more challenging, and then that way I can see improvement. Um, and it's kind of like as if I'm like relearning how to draw again, right? It's like so many muscles in my arm, in my left arm, that have never been used before, basically, when I was drawing, right? Even my shoulder, right? Because since I have the sketchbook stood up, my shoulder was getting tired. So I like couldn't keep my arm up for a good amount of time. I had to like get my right arm to hold up my arm, or I had to rest my arm on my leg or something like that whilst I was drawing. So definitely seeing not only like the brain muscles, but the hand muscles and the arm muscles like develop as well, as I continue, I guess, like the skill of trying to be I guess drawing left-handed, right? And I'm going to try and draw like just about everything, at least everything personal, with my left hand. Now, if I'm like working on somebody else's stuff, or if I have a school project, I'm going to be starting college again in the next month or so. And, any like projects, any stuff like that, right? More professional stuff, that's going to be done with my right hand. But anything personal, like stuff in my sketchbook, what you're seeing right now, basically, any paintings I might do, any personal paintings, I might do within the next couple of days. Then I'm going to just do everything with my left hand. I actually do have a painting that I'm working on. I don't know if it's finished yet or not. That I was using my left hand with for just about the entire time. And so I want to keep this up, and I want to see how, I guess, far I can go with it, and how, like, just to see my improvement. And this is the first day, so I'll be kind of like going along and trying to like put up updates and stuff like that and show you guys the process and whatnot, just so I can kind of like, practice hundreds of drawings with my left hand and just see how that works, right? And I want to do everything. I want to erase with my left hand. I want to sketch with my left hand. I want to do pens with my left hand. I'm not gonna write with my left hand. I don't really write in general. I just, I would just really like to see how all these things go and how all these things come about, right? But yeah, I've when it comes to, like, I guess, handedness, I only know like a handful of people. A handful. I only know a couple of people who are ambidextrous. This is like this one friend in middle school. Actually, I only know two people. Sorry. Yeah, this one friend in middle school and my girlfriend, right? And it's just very interesting because when you think about it, why do we have handedness, right? Why aren't both of our hands efficient at, being able to do the same task, right? I should be able to, although this might be looked down upon in certain religious aspects, I should be able to wipe my ass efficiently with both hands rather than just it being, one hand all the time. I should be able to pick up and fix things and do certain things with both of my hands because they're both there. They both have the same exact muscles. They both have the same number of fingers, right? They both serve practically the same function when doing a lot of things, right? So there shouldn't be like this weird mental imbalance, right? Even muscular imbalances, right? So that again, that's also what the book that that I just mentioned earlier, Return to the Brain of Eden, was kind of discussing, how it's kind of weird that we've either lost this ability through having our left brain be more dominant when it comes to our, I guess, like, ways of thinking or functions, or I don't know, maybe it was like developed culturally or something like that. But I feel like, maybe some time ago we probably did have left and right-handedness. We were probably all ambidextrous, but then maybe because of the use of tools or something like that, that could have made us more, given us handedness or whatever the case may be. And sometimes it's even like looked down upon, or you're even seen as like you're cursed or something like that if you're someone who is left-handed, right? Which is so crazy because, like, I feel like we weren't even made that way to, like, to predominantly use one hand. So it's just very interesting that, whatever caused that or whatever led to that is something that, some people like look down upon and discourage, right? I remember I would like eat with my left hand, sorry, and like my hand would get slapped because that's not proper, right? Because it's like in a lot of cultures, it's supposed to be that you wipe yourself with your left hand. And, if you're touching your food or if you're shaking someone's hand, that's very disrespectful, that's disgraceful, and you should be using your right hand. But it's like, where did that even come from? Right? Where did that even come from? Like, how did that even come about, right? So it's just so many questions to ask and to just kind of think about as to, like, handedness and proper hand culture and stuff like that. And just, yeah, it's just so interesting. So I'm definitely going to want to keep going on and practicing when it comes to my left hand. Again, these drawings didn't come out that bad, not as bad as I would have thought. And probably because I've just already developed the skill of being able to draw. And so my left hand is just like as if it's like the ability is transferring, right? It's not like I'm a completely new drawer or a beginner. Of course, I can do better than this if I was using my right hand, but I just want to see how I improve over time with the left hand. But yeah, peace out.